What are the definitive best tracks in Gran Turismo 7? In this video, you are going to find out. I'm going to go head-to-head with Sam, professional kart driver, to let you know the best tracks. There's going to be no debate here, I'm sure, either in the comments or in the studio. So we're going to go through our favourite three real tracks and favourite three fictional tracks each. So Sam, hit us up. What is, I guess, your favourite real track in Gran Turismo 7 and why?
My favourite real track in Gran Turismo 7, hands down, always a favourite for me, Suzuka. Always a great track. It's got all the mixtures of corners you want. It's got very little runoff in places, so it does penalise you. You've got the ups and downs, the camber. You've got everything. It's got all the different mixtures of corners.
Favourite corner?
Spoon.
Ooh.
I know. It's a tricky double left.
Are you late apex exit a spoon or early apex exit a spoon?
Early apex.
See, I always try and get up. When I do an early apex, we're going to go really nerdy in this video, you've been warned. When I do early apex on the exit of spoon, I always feel like I'm going to run out of space on the exit.
Yeah, see,
some people like using that green Astro, I don't.
I always, if I try and do a late apex, I always seem to just miss it because it's just as it goes down the hill a bit, and I always just seem to miss it, and then I'm aware
you kind of see
green.
it there and you're like, oh, I missed it.
Yeah, it just drives past you.
But if you nail it, and spoon is one of the best corners. If you nail it, the run down to 130R, if you can just get on the inside. Yeah. Gran Turismo trying to overtake someone on the outside of 130R ain't really going to work online.
No, it's definitely not. It's not the smartest idea.
Yeah.
And then the whole sector one, the twist, the left, the right. You got to get the rhythm right. If you get the tiniest little bit wrong, it's ruining you for the whole section.
Suzuka East. I would say Suzuka East is one of the underrated combos. You're never going to see it online because Gran Turismo don't do interested. But you just get the S's and then you come back and you get more S's.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
in a road
car. On GT Sport though. On the
it is available, but they'll never put it in a daily races rotation, really. Okay. But I would love to see like road cars, like Porsche 911 road car or like BMW M4 road car, something like that.
Yeah, it's the Suzuka version of Indy at Brands.
Yeah.
It's a great track.
Okay, you've gone Suzuka. I'm going to go my favourite track of all time, Monza. That's me, Gran Turismo. It's where I do my coaching in Gran Turismo 7. And by the way, little plug, I've created a beginner masterclass in Gran Turismo 7 specifically for D, C and B DR rank drivers. So there'll be a link in the comments. Check that out after this video. It's as low price as I can make it, and it gets you up to speed and gets you ahead of the other drivers there. So, but I do a lot of coaching at Monza, and over the years, so much. It's really helpful for me coaching because I can give instructions to the driver down the straights in between. And let them know what to do in the next corner.
It's got a nice mixture of corners as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, Monza, really clear braking markers. GT Sport, there was no dynamic time of day at all, which feels weird to go back to. Yep. So you could use shadows. You should never do that in real life. GT7 using the brake markers and whatnot. But yeah, coming in 150, turn one, trying to aim for the sausage on the inside, really fiendish exit. If you've got a rear-wheel drive car, a lot of power, you're counter-steering on the exit. Curva Grande, trying to hug on the inside, the little ridge on the inside, come into the second chicane, braking around the access path. A lot of GT3 cars do come out in second or third, trying to really nail track limits. And those are orange curbs, maybe dipping a wheel on the gravel on the exit of second chicane, coming into Lesmo 1.
Great set of corners.
Oh my God, the apex on Lesmo 1 is so great. It's a little indent there near the access path. You want to get in there, then run wide on the exit, one wheel on the green Astro, just come in a little bit, brake just on the white line, not on the grass for Lesmo 2, ride a lot of the curb. I told you it's going to be an nerdy video. Run down to Ascari, great corner, coming in just under the bridge, think 150 again, down to third gear in somewhere like a GT3. Riding the sausage curb sometimes, depending on your suspension, sometimes you don't. When Gran Turismo 7 first launched, you didn't want to hit the curbs because it would bounce it too much. When I hit those curbs, little bit of a lift to come over to the right-hand side, get in the little camber of the curb, then the exit. This is it, the penultimate corner, so how much you want to gamble. Yep. We've all been there when we've gone too early and end up in the dirt. And then Parabolica, it's a different name now, but Parabolica, braking around the 100, getting in the curb on the inside. Again, you can sort of really get in there, get on the power. And yeah, that's the lap of Monza, just my favourite circuit. Just love it.
You've just given away all your free tips.
Yeah. There's more free trips in the Beginner Masterclass. So let me know in the comments if you signed up for that. I'd like to thank you personally. So that's Monza for me.
Right, number 2 for me. And we'll go for this. I know it's not on your list. Interlagos.
I think Interlagos overrated.
Oh no. I've watched the videos.
GT7, yeah.
I've watched the videos. Interlagos is a great track. Once again, it's got all the elevation changes. You've got the first corner. I really like the first corner. I know it's not massively rated, but the big drop down of
is that Center S part of it? I think.
Yeah, the big drop down at the apex, downhill right-hander, and then the long left into the straight. I think it's a great complex of corners. Yeah,
it's a bit like Ascari, but you actually sort of go down and then you take as much track limit as you can.
It's kind of like a less extreme version of the corkscrew, really.
Yeah. Also, we have that. You don't have a lot of visibility on the inside because the concrete wall runs up there. But yeah, once you're there, you can be like, how am I going to cut the track limits here? Mm-hmm. I think the reason I need to explain myself. I think
you got a lot of stick.
I have a lot of love for Interlagos. Like, Lewis Hamilton winning the title there. Like, whether you support him or not, it was an iconic race, and many iconic races at Interlagos in Formula 1.
So many.
Really like it in iRacing as well. I just feel like it feels a little bit bland in Gran Turismo 7. That's my only thing. It feels quite samey and bland for me in GT7.
But it's one of those tracks where once you get the rhythm going, you can just float around the track. Once again, you've got the I don't know track corners. I don't know the names of the corners. Never been any good. So you've done the first. The center S's, go down the straight, go to the left, and then you go up to the middle section where it's kind of
very fast, sort of sweeping right.
Yeah, the sweeping right, which is a lot longer than you always expect it to be.
Get all out on the curb on the left,
and then the right, and then the downhill left
into the hairpin.
Yeah, you really need to get that downhill left, right, the breaking point, your entry. That I think it's just a great track. Yeah,
and then you follow it through. Then the next right-hander for me is like a bit of a mare one.
That's the worst bit for me.
But then the left-hander after that is quite roller coaster because you can get on the curb. And then Juncal, I've never ever been consistent at Juncal. It is a fiendish corner and it's uphill, off camber. You're going to use all the runoff on the exit because it's such a long run down. I do love the straight. It's a straight for us racing drivers because you're not braking, but really it's like a bit of it's an actual journey.
Yeah, I mean with Juncal, like you said, it's uphill, so you think you're going to you'll be able to carry a lot more speed into it, but then it off camber. So there's that very fine line. I think Interlagos is massively underrated.
Okay, not in my three, but I can respect it. So I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna have to go track I've been to in real life. It fell in love with it even more when I was there at Spa.
Yeah.
When it came to GT Sport, because it came to GT Sport, wasn't one of my favourites. It was too long for me to memorise. I think it's like 2 minutes 15 or something in there.
It's over 2 minutes.
Yeah, but now if you watch my channel regularly, you just know I just absolutely love Spa. La Source is a great sort of, for me, late apex where you're almost touching the concrete barrier on the inside. Eau Rouge, what can we say? Les Combes in the rain, absolutely love it. Les Combes, one of my favourite overtaking spots because you can try to go around the outside, around the inside. Just love Spa. I don't know what your thoughts are. I don't know if you've been karting in Spa circuit.
I've been to the kart circuit inside of Stavlo.
Yeah.
I've worked there twice and raced there once. Great track. It's a bit old school. It's got the big old like gravel runoff. So it kind of does destroy everything. But I mean, you can ask Eric Mignon, who you know. Belgium, loves the place. He knows my opinion on Spa, and I'm not a fan.
Oh,
I've never been able to get to grips with Spa. The first half is great. I can do the straight.
You are no longer welcome in Belgium.
But they do such good chocolate.
Yeah.
For me, probably like you with Interlagos, I think it's a bit overrated. Great track to drive, great sections to drive. The last chicane, complete Mickey Mouse. I don't get that.
Bus stop.
Yeah, the bus stop at the end. I don't get that. It's the Speaker's Corner. The no name. I think it's now called Speaker's Corner or something like that. That's a pain. That once again drops off. You can go onto the AstroTurf on the outside, but there's just a little bit too much. You're in the wall. I enjoy driving the track, but it's definitely nowhere near the top three for me.
So the thing is, when I went to Spa, this time last year actually, I drove to Spa. There's a video on the channel, we'll link it, because it's like, we had to get there to get our tickets, and we got there like 1 minute 1 minute late, and then it was all a great video. I recommend it. Obviously, I'm biased. But for the Speaker's Corner No Name, that is basically, it feels like it's cut out of a sheer cliff face. Yeah. So when you're watching that, you are like all the way above looking down in this like chasm. So you don't get that in a game. You don't get it in VR that I do a lot of VR in. But now I can connect the dots having been there.
Yeah.
It might be a thing if I go to Sao Paulo and go into Interlagos, I might connect those dots.
Well, if you go there, you can take me with you.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do it. We'll get a sponsor. But yeah, fair play. I mean, respect not liking Spa.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favourite track before, but it's become one of my favourites. And I've had some great memories there and some great battling. So time for your final favourite real-world track, and then we're going to go fictional. So if you're new to the world of Gran Turismo, we're going to guide you through the fictional tracks. But last real-world track.
All right, my last real-world track, you don't ever see it on TV. It's over in Japan. You never see it on TV at all. It's my personal opinion. Remember that. It's my personal opinion. Autopolis.
Whoa!
I actually really enjoy
real-world track.
Yep. I actually really enjoy driving that. I think that flows really nicely.
Yeah.
All the way around. Apart from, was it 3 corners from the end? You got the little tricky right-hander before the long left, and then the
that one where it's off. You enter. Yeah. Oh my god.
Apart from that, I actually really enjoy driving Autopolis.
So my memories of Autopolis and GT Sport were it always seemed to be summer, blue sky, and it just put me to sleep with no dynamism. I think in GT7 when the dynamism, but I mean the first corner is a great corner, commitment corner. And then the next sector there where it gets progressively tighter. Yeah. I hate the multi-apex. It's not multi, the fast left-hander after you come out of the right hairpin.
Yeah.
I'd never find my apex there, and I always end up running off.
I always found that go early into that worked well for me.
I mean, if you're good at that, you will genuinely have an advantage over a lot of drivers. I really struggled there. Interesting shout. I mean, there's an interesting short version of Autopolis as well. Yeah, where you don't sweep down.
Do that hairpin. You go through.
Oh my god, great corner though. When you do the hairpin and you're coming all the way down, you've got another fast commitment right-hander.
Like I said, underrated, really good track.
Great track to practice on if you want to practice managing tyre wear. Because if you don't look after your tyres there, you'll absolutely burn them up.
Yeah.
So interesting one. Okay, so I'm going to go for my third favourite real-world track. I'm going to go Brands Hatch Indy. I'm not going to go GP. I'm going to go Indy, which was the OG circuit there.
I'm glad you said Indy.
No fat on it. I mean, Druids love it. You know, just what can you say? It's just a roller coaster of a track.
Yeah, I mean that is a great track. There is very little to it, but because it's such a simple track, it makes the racing really tight. You really feel like you're connected with it as well. I think Gran Turismo does an especially good job with Brands. I don't know why. For me, I feel Brands is a lot closer to real life than some of the other tracks.
That's a great point.
And you really do feel connected to it.
I don't know if that's because we would have been to both of us.
It could be because we've been to Brands.
Yeah. But I do feel like that actually, that you feel like it's a real place, you feel at home, you're not listening to some representation. Recommend it in slower road cars, smaller cars as well, narrow cars, you go side by side. I wouldn't do it in like a prototype.
Yeah, don't go take a GT3 round there.
Yeah. So let's do fictional tracks. So I'm interested.
Right. So anyone who watched the which you competed in as well, the Club 100 Gran Turismo League, it was always in the calendar. Biased because I got to make the calendar. Sardegna B.
Oh my god, mate.
Sardegna B. I loved it. The little twisty infield. So you go down. So you've got the first normal section, the left, then the right. You got the downhill left. Loved that bit with a little kink on the straight, and then the uphill right, which really punished you if you went a little bit wide on the exit.
I think maybe you might. It feels like a kart start. Maybe that's why you
may see a bit of a hint going.
Okay. I don't like any of the Sardegna tracks. I don't like the rally ones or the real ones. B is probably my favourite one out of all of them. But I have a funny feeling about, because I don't know if Sardegna is purpose-built roads or it's sort of, it feels halfway in between like purpose-built circuit and roads. Mm-hmm. And I don't like the tracks in Gran Turismo 7 that are made on like roads. Like, I don't like Alsace either.
Yeah.
So no, Sardegna not for me.
I like it. I think it's a great track.
When that came up in the calendar, I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to really struggle at Sardegna.
And I always put it on the calendar.
Yeah, that's true. Quite some brutal curbs there as well. Okay, my favourite fictional track, Dragon Trail Seaside.
Great track.
Dash Chicane.
Yeah.
Was controversial. Dragon Trail Seaside was better in GT Sport.
And why do you say that?
Because the curbs are just... they're a bit more three-dimensional in GT7, and both in the sort of S's when you come down and also in Dash Chicane. So Dash Chicane is a lot more random, it feels, in GT7, where sometimes you take a really good line. It's not random because nothing's random, but like you can bounce the car up and hit the wall on the outside. Whereas in GT Sport, you could get into a point where you're consistently nailing the chicane. So
and once you get that right, though, how good does it feel?
Oh, it's one of the best feelings.
Yeah.
Especially if one of the best feelings is if you're leading a race at Dragon Trail Seaside, it's a last lap, you've got a load of drivers behind you, you're in the lead. So I've done this in top split dailies and whatnot, and you're coming into the chicane and you nail it.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm pretty much home free because I can just defend the last corner.
Yeah. No, it's a great track. Even the uphill chicane right at the very start of the section.
Yeah.
That's a great track. Braking point there is key.
I learnt a lot there about slow in, fast out.
Yeah.
Because you can try and push your braking on the outside on that rumble, and then you just end up so congested where you realise that if you just brake earlier, you get really in on the left-hand side and open it up.
Yeah, because the left on the entrance chicane is a lot tighter than the right on the exit chicane.
Yeah, shout out to Treviso if he's watching. Another one we raced against in our league. He turned me into a top 100 worldwide driver there, actually, in GT Sport.
Unbelievable. Considering he raced on controller as well.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Maybe one of the fast riders on the controller.
Yeah, 100%.
So your second fictional track?
Miyabi.
Ooh, another the very small kart.
The very small karting.
In karts.
I didn't even mind it I loved it in the karts. Absolutely loved it. I didn't even mind it in like the basic cars, like the little Mini Cooper and stuff like that. Great track. A lot like Brands. Very simple, not a lot to it, but it always produces great close racing, and you always got someone to battle.
I think what you said there was key, because I think if you do Miyabi in a daily race, might be carnage. If you do Miyabi in a league race where everyone's on the same page, you can just have like pack racing.
Pack racing.
Yeah, it's pack racing where you suddenly, everyone starts to get comfortable when you're going three wide, and like everyone's giving each other respect, and it's a very magical feeling.
I mean, I don't do sim racing to go drive around on my own. I do sim racing to race people, and places like Miyabi, Brands Indy, because they're so tight and compact, you are racing people. You can go to other tracks like Spa, and you can find yourself driving around on your own after the first minute for the rest of the race. Yeah.
No, great shout, that one, I have to say. I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like Grand Valley Speedway. Again, another road hybrid. I don't really like Trial Mountain. Another road hybrid. I don't like Alsace.
I don't mind Alsace. I don't mind it.
Catalonia would have been a close one for me in real world circuits. Daytona's up there. Daytona Turn 1 is my favourite corner in the world. Yeah. Fuji, absolutely nowhere for me. Hate Fuji. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm going to put here that I don't think you would expect. I'm going to put Lake Louise, which I think might be the latest fictional track added to Gran Turismo, set in Canada in the snow.
Oh, really?
It's the one in the snow. I really like Lake Louise, especially in VR. It's a great track for me.
Yeah. So that's a like a rally-based one. I don't know it. I don't.
It's a rally-based one, but I don't like Sardegna Rally. I don't like Colorado Springs Rally, because I feel like I don't really like Catalunya Rally. It feels like the cars are very loose in Gran Turismo on the surface. It doesn't dig in like you have in Dirt Rally, where somehow the snow, you actually really feel it.
Somehow they've managed to sort the physics out in the snow, but not the dirt.
I feel like the snow, you dig in a little bit more. So you obviously slide, but then you dig.
Yeah.
So, and it looks amazing at sunset. I really reckon, if you've got Gran Turismo 7, you've never done Lake Louise. It was a free edition. And it purple lighting at night. We'll have some B-roll here. It just looks absolutely incredible, and in VR as well. So detailed environment, everything's going on. So yeah, Lake Louise, a little bit of an underrated one there. I think.
I mean, it's not going to be on many people's lists, is it?
I don't think so. Yeah. Right, let's go. Your final, then fictional one. I know what I've got off my last one.
I wouldn't be surprised if we haven't got the same thing.
Oh, actually, now thinking about your pack racing.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably given a massive hint there. Special
Stage Route X. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Love it. It's a classic. It's
controversial.
Controversial?
Well, because a lot of people will say that's not really a track. That's just a meme.
Yeah, we can say it about NASCAR. That's not really a race series. It's the same thing. Love it. Pack racing. Nothing better than pack racing. I mean, you got the long straights. They do get a bit boring. But it's a classic. Yeah. And you just can't knock it off. I think it's another one where in a daily race, it's such high stakes, it can be quite aggressive. But if you're in a league and you're all on Discord or Party Chat, the straights aren't boring, you're just having a chat. Yeah, exactly. Or if you work in a team. So, yeah, special state routes. I would love to see more oval tracks, actually. You have Northern Isle, you have Daytona Oval, you have Blue Moon Bay, and you have, there's another one as well, you have a Broad Bean Raceway. But I'd love to see more NASCAR, just ovals. And I'd love to see
NASCAR in Gran Turismo 7. Like, what are they doing? They used to have the NASCAR license, I think, in Gran Turismo 5.
Oh, okay.
But they don't. I mean, it's one of my predictions for the game is that they would add NASCAR, but they haven't. So, but there we go. That is it. So we shared. There's only one that we shared, actually.
That's not bad going.
So let us know in the comments what your top 3 real and fictional tracks are. And make sure to check out the Beginner Masterclass in the pinned comment. Don't miss it. Introductory price as well. And hopefully that's going to help you get faster. I will see you next time.